Audio portion brings you the Beach Read, Grammar Essentials, as read by the author, Mr. Luke Schnickel. And now, the Beach Read, Grammar Essentials. The Beach Read. Section 1. Basics of Grammar. A. Nouns. Noun is another word for name. Now, does that mean people are going to start conversations with strangers with the icebreaker? Hey, what's your noun? Probably not. However, knowing that noun means name helps a student of grammar recall the functions of nouns. Basic definition of a noun. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea, also known as a concept. Proper and common nouns. Does the basic definition of a noun put you in your place? When we look at where you fit into the world of grammar, you are, in fact, a noun. You are a proper noun. A proper noun names a specific. The opposite, which is a common noun, is not specific. Hint: proper nouns will start with a capital. Thinking about starting a collection? Collective nouns? Collective nouns are groups of people or things. Did you know that your Uncle Mike is a compound noun? Nouns can be more than one word. A compound noun is more than one word. Compound nouns come in three types: unconnected, hyphenated, and combined. Whether your Uncle Mike knows it or not, he is an unconnected noun. However, your Uncle Mike is aware that his brother-in-law, Stephen, who Mike hates by the way, can be considered a hyphenated compound noun. The rest of the family knows that Mike and Stephen's relationship could be considered through the form of a combined noun: shipwreck. In the following, unconnected was Uncle Mike, hyphenated, brother-in-law, combined, shipwreck. B. Pronouns. What happens when nouns go pro? I often tire of using the same old noun over and over in a sentence, so I thank the mighty belt of Orion that pronouns were invented. And no, I did not invent the pronoun. You are welcome to credit me with its creation if you wish. Although the only thing I have ever really invented was a sweet roller coaster way back in the 3rd grade. But I digress. Basic definition of a pronoun. Words that think they are better than a noun and so take its place. I Spy objective. Find the pronoun in the definition of a pronoun. You will earn 500 nerd points for doing this activity. For legal purposes, I must inform the reader, that nerd points are not redeemable anywhere at any time. Pronouns include, but are not limited to, the following: he, his, her, she, and it. He, his, her, she, it. How pronouns are needy. A lone pronoun means nothing. Is it cruel to say such a thing? Yes, the truth hurts. Pronouns need a meaning, and like a leech, a pronoun sucks its meaning from a noun that comes before the pronoun. Is there a term for this thing that comes before the pronoun? Of course there's a term. There's a term for everything. The term at hand, the term which summarizes the idea presented in the writing beforehand, is antecedent. The antecedent comes before the pronoun in most cases. Example: Uncle Mike grabbed his hat and slammed the door to his house. Wow, that example sentence is angry. What's the deal with that? Anyway, the pronouns above are his and his. The antecedent is Uncle Mike. The two pronouns derive their meaning from the antecedent. If you lived in an alternate universe where pronouns and ham sandwiches didn't exist, then the example sentence would read as follows. Alternate universe example: Uncle Mike grabbed Uncle Mike's hat and slammed the door to Uncle Mike's house. Notice how this sentence is not only annoying, but terrible. Even you, a person from an alternate universe, would note that the sentence is downright awful. But what happens when the antecedent is a jerk and comes before the pronoun? I hoped you asked yourself that question when you were reading the above, or listening in this case. If you didn't, don't worry. You're from an alternate universe anyway. Example sentence: When he slammed the door, Uncle Mike yelled, Antecedents can come after pronouns to which they refer. Stop being a jerk and just agree with me. Seriously, Uncle Mike, man, just calm down. You are correct in what you said, but is it worth arguing over? Checking your reflexes, reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns seem to think that the world revolves around them. They think the world is all about themselves. Basic definition of a reflexive pronoun. A reflexive pronoun adds meaning and or clarifies a sentence. To make a reflexive pronoun, simply add self or selves to the end of a pronoun. The reflexive pronoun will reflect upon an earlier noun or pronoun within the same sentence. Example sentence. Reflexive pronouns think the world is all about themselves. Reflexive pronouns include myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Now you can put all those selves on your shelves. Additional note on reflexives. Reflexive pronouns are different from intensive pronouns. I, myself, think that this is important information. The word that I said louder in that last sentence may look or sound like a reflexive, but it actually acts as an intensive. The word may reflect back on the earlier pronoun, but it does not add information. The intensive pronoun, myself, just emphasizes the material, in this case the subject. Demonstrative. Demonstrative pronouns. This one is the monster of all pronouns. Basic definition of demonstrative pronoun. While consisting of only 4 pronouns, demonstrative pronouns are helpful and effective. The pronoun directs attention to certain nouns. There are 2 example sentences. Example sentence 1. This is the best example I can think of at the moment. Example sentence 2. Are those the kids who scored high on their tests? In the first example, the demonstrative pronoun this directs attention to best example. Let me repeat the sentence. This is the best example I can think of at the moment. Remember, this refers to best example. In the second example, those directs attention to kids, all while helping to ask a question. Are those the kids who scored high on their tests? Remember, those is helping to ask a question. Coming soon, a relative pronoun, which people call relative but is actually relative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, and indefinite pronoun. Now it's time for the noun quiz. In the following sentences, circle the common nouns and underline the proper nouns. Now for this portion, I suggest you look at the visual portion of the book, which is online. 1. Charles is the father of 2 young boys. 2. One of the boys, Willie, found a job at the local bank. B. The following would test your knowledge on types of compound nouns. Circle the correct type for each word. Now this portion you'll be able to actually listen and tell what each one is. You don't have to write this one down because I know for a fact that you have not looked at the visual portion. I know you. So, you might consider pulling up the visual portion and getting out a pencil. Number 1, brother-in-law. Is that A, hyphenated, B, combined, or C, separated? 2, gas station. Is that A, hyphenated, B, combined, or C, separated? 3, broomstick. Is that A, hyphenated, B, combined, or C, separated? Pronoun quiz. A. In the following sentences, circle all the pronouns and underline the antecedents. Now you might want to whip out that pencil you went and got. 1. When Ben Affleck makes a movie, he makes a great movie. 2. Sally said she was not in the mood. B. Circle the reflexive pronoun in each of the following sentences. Jimmy went to the bank himself. Now, if you haven't got that pencil, which I know you haven't, you might want to pause the recording, go grab a pencil for this next portion. I want you to write a sentence that uses a reflexive pronoun. And that ends the first portion of the audio. Please refer to the visual and move along in the book. Thank you.